What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Another edition in the final episode of the 2025 season, Holy Try Football Podcast. It's me, AY County for the Bills. State Capital, that's the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. To my west, D-Berg, what's up?
For about 20 minutes after Indiana won the national title, I thought to myself, is this where I walk off? Is it going to ever get any better than this? You got Indiana won. Chris Fowler's trying to come up with explanations for the unexplainable. And I just like talking to you guys too much and picking games too much to know. Is it breaking?
Wow, he
reporting. I will be back next season.
Wow. The sources say
another year granted.
You signed the NIL contract,
That's right.
The rev share contract.
So at least for the next hour, I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah. Before Miami comes calling.
Yeah.
Okay, Can to my east. What's up?
Prepping for this winter storm. Hope you all, everybody listening, will be safe, prudent, stay off the road, stay out of the elements for Sunday. It'll be pretty crazy. So it seems.
Yeah. Hunker down. I went to the grocery today at lunch. It was pretty busy. It was pretty busy today.
Yeah.
I'm sure people got there earlier in the week, but yeah, I'm sure tomorrow and Saturday will be a zoo as well.
My least favorite part by far about any of these storms that actually do transpire or are reporting to be the grocery store behavior.
Yeah, I wonder the breakdown of people going because they're freaking out, or people like me who it was just like I needed groceries.
Exactly right.
Storm or not, I just needed stuff.
Exactly. I will get 2 steaks, a dozen eggs, if I'm lucky. But that's all I need. It's terrible. Because they have to there will be in the year 2026, there will be an effort made to make sure you don't leave, or you're able to leave your house within 3 days.
Yeah.
Well, apparently many of these states are expecting power to go out and people to be without electricity and heat for days.
But
I was like,
say days.
Days.
Not a week plus.
Not a week plus.
That's insane. Yeah.
It's still crazy though being without heat for a couple.
It'd be terrible.
But
the point being, the 9,000 rolls of toilet paper you bought, would you wrap yourself up in it?
You can stay warm that way.
True. Plenty of fire kindling. Yeah, I was thinking about I have 2 heaters in the basement that are just extra because the cat needs it to be 97 degrees in the basement when he's down there. And the one went out last weekend. I was like, fuck. I'm going to go. There is no chance there's going to be any left when I go Saturday morning, probably. But alas, we'll all survive.
Yep.
Yeah, and the last surviving team of the season is, like I mentioned, Indiana. Crazy. Signetti. I remember when Signetti on here was a little playful joke, some fun I had. Leading scrappy JMU to monumentous heights. Look at him now. I must say, between him and our unearthing of a young Josh Allen back in the day.
True. Pre Josh Allen, even the YO football program.
That's the Josh Allen. We don't
early adopter.
We don't hit often, but we do. We do find some, and now even latest with today, our pod favorite Chalamet. For best actor.
How big of a favorite is he for that? Got to be minus 1,000, right?
He's even with DiCaprio staring him down, that's Chalamet's to lose for sure.
They're still waiting for UCLA to come home. UCLA to the playoffs to come home for our first season.
Cincinnati. Well, Cincinnati did. So maybe UCLA will with with Chesney. Wouldn't that be something? The
That was
symmetry
there.
there.
Yep.
They're
Full
they took
circle.
the first step.
Yep. Oh, no, it's been a little bit since we've talked, I think, before the semis, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
What do we think? We had a blowout from Signetti, which was, I think the Avalanche really rolled there. They got behind the 8 ball, but it seemed like Oregon was falling apart. They were on their 6th running back. They had a guy that was in the portal they let play. I think they moved a guy over. They were hanging on for dear life. They got to see if they have an electric plant or something like that up near their stadium like the 49ers do. But the other one was wasn't dandy. Ole Miss, Miami. Beckass leading the game-winning drive down there. He had some nice throws.
It's been tough with the Beckass doing it, and then of course he paid it all off on the last play of the season. I guess the third to last play of the season. He paid it all off for me.
Yeah.
But that and the Dozer doing their thing through the playoff field, that is. I still thought they were hiding him, though. It just felt like they were Beckass.
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
were hiding him the whole time.
Beckass, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. They don't need
A&M especially, right? It was just the run by – was it Fletcher had the long run?
Yeah.
Or was it Brown?
It's interesting because it's like they're paying this guy all that money.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I feel like they could execute that game plan with their backup quarterback, bro. It's basically it feels like it's the type of game plan that Penn State's been running with Grunkemeyer the whole second half of the season, right? Just make sure you don't lose the game for us. And there's nothing wrong with that. They've got a great defense. They rode that all the way to the championship game, but Beckass, it was playing, I think, whenever they needed him to go deep, unless he had like a million seconds, he was short arming a lot of stuff. He just wasn't. I can't imagine he goes too high in the draft, if at all.
But all these guys coming out, who knows?
Yeah, this is such a weak class, and it's funny because when last year's class was weak, everybody was like, "Well, just wait till next year's." And this year's came around, and Aller, Klubnik, Skrumnik, all ass.
Yep,
all ass.
Some of those guys going to get a bigger check than they would have otherwise expected from their.
Not Dante Moore. He said, "I'm not going to New York. I'm not going to be a Jet."
Poor Mike Brown. I think about how happy I was for him when Rodgers signed with him. Oh, how the tables turned. Or whatever.
Rodgers played. What did Rodgers play? Four snaps?
Yeah, they traded for him, right? Or did he sign with them? I can't remember.
I think they signed him.
I think he signed there too, but irregardless, as we say. Yeah.
All right.
But poor Jets. Everybody will be very bummed out if we spend more than 20 seconds talking about the Jets. But yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. Simpson is going to he'll probably be the other first round quarterback, you would think.
Yep.
Given where he was, even with Moore. Like just somebody we know. It's going to come to be. The only time it hasn't, right, in a long while was Kenny's draft. It could be Malik's draft though. We'll see how he ends up if he goes to Miami. But yeah, otherwise these guys they'll get talked into it, and probably even because who's gonna be is the Alar gonna be ready for? Is he gonna do any of the senior stuff or whatever?
I don't think so. I don't think
the
so.
All-Star game stuff.
No, it definitely isn't.
His pro day, and
he'll be sneaking up boards.
Oh yeah,
he'll impress. He's a smart guy. The brain, the mental side of it, he'll be fine in saying where to go and whatnot. It's like he's not confident enough to make the big throw.
It's the other mental side of it, yeah.
Yeah, the hubris side of it.
Yep.
He's too conservative. He'll know exactly where the check down is, and he'll go there maybe to the detriment of Blake Hall. He's too by the book. Two by the book. So anyway, did you catch any of this? Anything?
We know he didn't up to the final. I know that he did not, right?
Correct. I didn't watch any Miami Ole Miss. Indiana, I was driving out to see Roth and some guys in Jersey, and I timed it to where I walked in 10 seconds before Mendoza's interview. Just perfect. Could not have timed it any better. And Monday nights, I watched 0.
Wow.
Not a play.
He held strong the whole way.
Oh,
The last
cryptic
football
coming
I
up for
watched
air.
this season was the
Announcement.
the first half of the Pinstripe Bowl.
Wow.
So I ended up catching Army Navy, Hawaii Bowl, and first half of Pinstripe
There it is.
since I watched the Big Ten title game. We did it.
You did it.
As far as clips servicing, even of all the playoffs, I saw a few plays. I mean, now that it's a happy ending, at some point I will go back and watch these games. Not all of them, but some of them. I do.
You
want
don't
to
need to watch Oregon, Texas Tech.
you don't need to watch that.
I do want to
don't need
see
to
this. I want to see this second half of Georgia Ole Miss. I want to see. I saw Beck's touchdown against Ole Miss. I saw Beck's pick against Indiana, and
Yep.
I saw
All of Sports Center. You saw these all
I
of
saw
Sports
a
Center?
fan's view of the blocked punt, and I saw a clip of Mendoza's Heisman moment. I guess
Or post Heisman.
Heisman moment.
Post,
Post Heisman cementation. Cement. That's
There's
it.
some great pictures from that run. They'll live on in Indiana lore and history. Great call, ballsy call.
All time one, really.
I was frankly a little surprised. I guess it made sense, and obviously it worked out to make Beckass have to drive for the touchdown. But I was interested in them seeing if they could do it again on that last drive.
Yeah, having gone through the box score, I kicked the field goal there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I would have went.
Like, is it instincts or is it truly?
How far was the fourth down to go?
I think it was
7?
4.
Oh,
Oh, which
7.
one? Which one?
So Indiana was up 3 and kicked a field goal late in the fourth,
Yeah.
right?
Yep,
It was
yep.
4 and 4.
It was
Yep.
4th and what?
4th and 4 because there was
4.
2nd and 1,
And then
the
second
false
and
start.
6. Yeah.
and then they got like 2 or 3 yards from there.
I mean, it worked out. I tend to lean the old Kirby Smart aggression, but
Yeah. But now you wonder too, do they? Because Miami gets the midfield, which of course it was. Actually, can I go off on a brief tangent? Still related to this game, but the other 3, 2 other games rather. Would you put, if you had to power rank, the Georgia Ole Miss second half, the Miami Ole Miss fourth quarter, and then the Miami Indiana fourth quarter? Which one takes the cake? Because you saw all 3 live at least. I saw almost all that live except for I had to watch Georgia Ole Miss.
You say the Miami Indiana one?
Yeah, the Miami Indiana fourth
Not
quarter.
see that. Well, I
That's
saw
last.
the tail end of it.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you didn't see it. That's right.
I saw the tail end of that line.
Yeah, it was balling.
Well,
but-
I thought the Ole Miss Georgia, I think, was up there.
Yeah.
From what I've seen of the Indiana, obviously the stakes being as high as they get in the sport, I
Right.
think Miami and Indiana is probably tops there. But I thought that Georgia Ole Miss was fantastic.
Yeah. I think when you throw in the real time 15 minutes to play the last, or if not longer, 15 minutes, that adds to it, which is why I don't really like. I would put the fourth quarter of Miami Ole Miss slightly ahead of Miami, Indiana. But I'll tell you, it was shaky. Really the whole fourth quarter for Indiana. They made 4 really big plays, but then they had, again, the penalty on 2nd and 1. You still thought they're whatever, a minus, which they end up winning, obviously. The 100-1 favor at that point. Maybe not 100-1. 100-1 is probably too high. But then they don't get the first down, kick the field goal, no problem, no drama there. But then they get them. It would have been 3rd and 15, I believe, right? And they take the roughing the passer penalty after Miami had a false start and threw a couple incomplete passes. So then they're already up the midfield. This is where I'm building it back to what I was just about to say about Cignetti's decision, rather. If he goes and doesn't get it, Miami is already at the 45-yard line with still over a minute left. And then is Beckass really airing it out the way he did, being only down 3? Because everything would go to show you, including the ending of that Ole Miss Miami game, where if not for dipshit Pete Golding, really took him 3.5 quarters to throw his hat into the overpaid idiots club. Calls a timeout with 36 seconds left. Miami was definitely prepared to just maybe run one more play and take it to overtime when take their chances with the shorter field goal.
Yeah.
So I wonder if Moranio, if he doesn't play it the exact same way, try and get into 45, 35-yard field goal range by these smaller shorter passes, getting Tony involved. It would have been interesting. So I'm tying it all the way back to your original point about Cignetti kicking the field goal and that psychological impact on, oh shit, we got to get there and score a touchdown.
No, yeah,
that sucks it.
That makes sense.
I don't think that happens otherwise, because I think they still had, at that point, even Miami at least had one timeout, right? Because they only burned, I don't think they burned any yet on that drive, and they had one left over because I think the false start penalty. So it's interesting.
Miami had a 80-something% post-game win expectancy.
Really?
Per SP Plus.
I feel like he really dings them for those block punt stuff. Like it really. I feel like you lose points for blocked punt touchdown or something. Like if you were aided directly by special teams, you actually lose points in win expectancy. What was it you said? 80 what?
84, somewhere in there.
Yeah. That seems a bit high, especially. Well, there's the other thing too. Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, I was going to say the way it was going, it did seem Indiana, even though they were making mistakes, they still had the answers. I'll admit they were getting sacked, or the pressure on Mendoza was crazy. Their offensive line could not hold up.
Right.
But
and also what people were a constant complaint, it felt like, until I guess did they ever? No, I don't. They never even end up getting one. Very handsy Miami. Very, very Miami as far as their coverage. And so that was frustrating. And then they got I know what it was. So Dozier got clubbed in the first half, which should have been roughing the passer. And then they called the one on Beckass. Oh, yeah. That's what I was thinking of. It was
you're talking about the one where he got bloodied.
Exactly. It was an extremely watered down version of what happened with the Bills and the Broncos. But that's
he took a beat there and then did the hit. Yeah. I felt like if he had just gone straight in and did it as, covering his bases, he thought he had the ball after the play fake.
Right.
That would have been an issue. But he took a beat.
Right.
And then engaged. So I do think it should have been a roughing.
Yeah.
If not a targeting, it could have been a targeting as well.
Yeah. So that inconsistency throughout plays in it, which obviously, again, back to the post-game win expectancy, that does not come into play as much with that, I don't think. the officiating tightness level is not quantified in the Bill C model.
AY, did you see? Oh, there you go.
He's gone. He's had enough.
Dan, or I'll wait for him to come back.
All right. What's up?
AY, did you see any of the storylines or who made the game-sealing interception? Did you see that?
Yes. Hold on. That was. Yes, I did see that. It was like a 3 layers to it. Was it somebody related to Miami nephew or cousin?
Yeah, it was Jamari Sharp, the nephew of Glenn Sharp.
With the Ohio State connection.
It was Glenn Sharp was the pass interference in the end zone in the Ohio State game. Glenn Sharp was the corner for Miami. The Sharp family causing the loss of the last 2 national championships, or most directly hands in losses for Miami the last 2 national championships.
Yikes.
In case you ever doubted that this wasn't all scripted.
Indeed.
So that was that game. And then, yeah, you already talked about the semis. Yeah, that Ole Miss, I mean, that was tough on me to see the Beck ass run that one in. And I'm sitting there thinking, I was like, this fucking guy, after I picked him twice at Georgia to win the title, if he goes and does this in Miami, I'm going to be irate. But he didn't. In fact, who was it? David Hale was taking some incoming for saying he lost 6 games and Beck lost 6 games in his career. 4 of them he had
Interception.
In the interception, yeah, driving to win the game. Yeah.
Beck ass. Have there been any that he led the game winning? I'm trying to think. Besides the Ole Miss
Who did he
one.
come back?
I guess at Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia against Missouri, I believe he had one, right?
Oh, is that the?
Was that him? Or was that what's his name?
No, he wasn't. I don't think he was a. Oh,
he wasn't at that point.
Was it the year before that?
Stetson Bennett. Was that Stetson Bennett?
I don't remember what year that one was. Was the Kentucky one? I guess that wasn't really a game-winning drive, right? They were just kind of ahead. That 13-12 gross game last year. Do you remember that one?
I remember that. I don't remember anything about it. I just remember it was 13-12.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a game-winning drive, but wholly unremarkable career, or as in he just kind of manned the ship, which
right.
I mean, he's wearing number 11 down in Miami. Ken Dorsey did that for a couple of years and did pretty well.
Yes,
that's a wrap up. Right. What do you think of all the discourse now with the Big Ten and the SEC and all that?
As far as like,
what did you say? So, what was the beginning?
What do you think of all the discourse now? Is the Big Ten firmly ahead of the SEC now?
It's the AFC and the NFC as far as I'm concerned. Like you just don't just fully embrace it. I don't know what else to say about it.
I'm wondering if there is validity to SEC doesn't have the advantage of paying players now. Everybody has the same level playing field.
I don't know, man. I just think Saban had a lot to do with that, and then you had the fillers in with the Chiz / Malzahn. Miles obviously rolling forward with Saban, that foundation. And plus, we've talked about it probably at various points about those USC teams not being able to get it done more than
they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I think conference bickering is adorable.
You don't have to concern yourself with that stuff.
Yeah. I really would love to see it be done away with. At this point, it'd be great.
This is adjacent-ish. In the final coaches poll, did you guys see Jim Mora's coaches poll?
Yeah, he had him down at Notre Dame down at 25.
Yeah, but he's like the only coach who also coaches another independent, so he couldn't play that card. Just as a major bonus.
He was really put off by the stunt you guys pulled with the Postal Bowl.
You can see it from like an ACC or a conference person, but no, the only other independent coach.
Well, now he's got the Mountain West allegiance at Colorado State. He's gonna
I was cracking up. Ryan Carty, the coach at Delaware, forgot to rank Ohio State. He is gonna have him on his poll.
UTEP forgot Notre Dame.
Oh yeah,
forgot.
It's like, what do we like? How are these things even around if
nobody cares?
That's always. I mean, we've talked about it. Not to say that most of these AP voters know what the heck they're looking at.
Like, no coaches are actually filling these out.
Yeah. No, they're SIDs and they're putting their names on them.
Yeah, it's whoever's getting the coffee for
them. I will say Ryan Carty of Central New Jersey fame. His father, a well-known coach in the area, coached my high school coach, and his brother, Ryan Carty's brother, now the current coach here in Montgomery.
Look at that. You got to get some Delaware swag there, Ken.
Yeah. Yes.
Get the beanie.
Coming home.
Do we want to do the whole? What bothered me the most in the minutes after and sullying my enjoyment of Indiana doing the unthinkable?
Yes.
With Fowler talking about using the mechanics of modern college football, whatever Fowler way he said it. Oh,
the mechanics.
Insinuating that this had anything to do with Indiana being able to use the transfer portal, as if it didn't just completely. It admittedly shifts the method in which you get players, but in no way did they supersede like a BYU basketball is right now, the talent level that they had been at historically.
Oh yeah.
Like that's what I mean. Like who wanted Mendoza? Like they get a 4-star. He was a 4-star in the transfer portal. Was what I looked up the other day.
Well, Georgia. It was down to him and them in Georgia, I think.
Right, but those guys get. Or those schools rather get 4-star quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And Zeiss, he's using my spirit, certainly in the Pittsburgh media, which admittedly is a low bar to clear. But even he was like, well, you can't even say this is historic because, he always does those things. He's like, because 25 years ago, Indiana could have done this. Like, what are you talking about 25 years? Like, they wouldn't have still had whatever their composite roster rating was of 87 and 88. And boy, was there steam coming to my ears on Tuesday with the guys at the office, the Ohio State crybabies. Well, they didn't know. Obviously, the coaches didn't know what an advantage it could be to have 24-year-old guys on the team. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Oh, my gosh, it's despicable. The whole reaction. And then Van Pelt, like you mentioned it, Chris, about, using the modern college football, whatever. Again, it was all insinuated that this happened because of the transfer portal and NIL. It is a 0.1 out of 100 impact.
No, I think he was able to go and get talent that way, but he's the one finding the talent, evaluating it.
Just like they do with 2-star guys that, the Khalil Max and everything like that. It's a tale as old as time. Well, at least as old as the recruiting rankings have been, right? So I give him the utmost, and that's, again, this is a Pitt alum to a West Virginia alum. The utmost credit. I think he triple lapped the current active coaches and most in history.
He's the best coach in the game, you're saying right now.
I don't know how you can say it. This is like when Dave would play on junior varsity. NCAA is what he like. You would take Indiana and do that though.
Yeah,
but he did it in real life.
I really don't understand it.
Yeah, I and that's what I'm saying. I can't comprehend what he's doing. Like, okay, the air raid offense.
He's running the scheme. They're running the scheme, but again, it's not like some little school that's doing it. It's a Big Ten school. They've got the resources. Obviously, they've got a huge donor base that is interested now. Huge a fan base
now. These players, you go back and look at every single one, which I did on Tuesday morning just to make sure I wasn't crazy. I'm like, okay, yeah, this guy, did Ohio State or Alabama or Georgia come knocking for Penn State, Notre Dame? Any of these, they come knocking for this guy? No.
Which is the interesting thing, because now you see like his much ballyhooed transfer class that he's got coming in, all huge names that everybody wanted. That he's splashing the pot for. I'm sure they're they're not cheap. The guys that they're getting coming through those doors. It's interesting to see if that culture, the buy-in that he had from the guys that he had from JMU, the guys that stayed around after Tom Allen left, if those blue-collar guys, those lower-rated guys that had that hunger and that drive, if these big-name guys that now he's working with that may be more talented, if it can gel and be as cohesive as it has been the last 2 years.
What could be – sorry, I'll let you finish. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, and I do think the biggest thing, I mean, they got some nice pieces here and there, but, you mentioned before, the 25-year-old guys, the majority of that talent, or not talent, that roster is guys they brought back from a playoff team last year. What's the difference that put them over the edge, though? The number one pick, the Heisman winner, a quarterback that is out there. And it's not like he's putting up huge numbers. He's going out there
and
just
that's what I was going to say.
playing within the system. He's playing within the system.
You look him at all the levels on both sides of the ball. It really was like he was a passenger in most of those. Like there's a reason why there's that criticism about, he didn't even throw for 3,000 yards. Partly because they were murdering most teams, but also like I didn't watch them enough because, frankly, I don't really care. This is wild to say what Indiana does against Illinois. Like they ascended above them based on what they did last year. I don't care what they're doing against. What they do against Ohio State. We thought what would they do against Penn State. Didn't go that well. Not a deliberate shot. But like, what do they do at that level? And then obviously they backed it up in the playoffs.
Obviously, Penn State had the answer for that defense.
Exactly. Oddly enough, they played them the toughest of anyone. So, yeah. So, but yeah, I think, this team that won it, I just will not have any of this. Again, point one.
It's the greatest story in college sports, in sport, probably sports, period. I mean,
for him to make that
what
play.
Would you put up there even with it? The people put up like that Villanova team that won it in '84 or whatever. They put up the hockey team in 1980.
The hockey team.
The U.S. hockey team in 1980.
I know.
Lake Placid. What else is there? I mean,
well, the greatest sports story ever is it's easily Leicester City.
That's right. Yeah.
Wow.
Because that's
probably the closest comparison too.
Yeah.
That's a 38 match schedule.
Yep.
That is what Leicester did 5 years ago was the craziest thing I'll ever see for sure in sports.
Yeah.
They
This is almost 10 years ago, right?
A few weeks.
It's crazy. It's almost 10 years ago now.
Right? Actually, probably was about 9-10 years ago. Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that is the most apt comparison given the way resources rule the roost in the Premier League, much like they have for college football for 5 decades, 6 decades.
I heard someone bring up an interesting thing because, you talk about Cignetti knowing what he's looking at, evaluating talent, finding the value in parts that will fit into his larger machine and will work, right? I'm interested because they brought up Bill Snyder in Kansas State.
He's close. He's way up there for me. You know this.
What he would be able to do in this day and age with the transfer portal stuff, because he was working with junior colleges, stuff like that. But if he was in a situation like this in this day and age, it'd be interesting to see how he would do. Because that is, probably the closest thing you'd get to Indiana and what happened here.
He was darn close twice.
Yeah.
Really, probably like 3 or 4 times in reality.
Right. The one time he got closest was 97 with Michael Bishop, but then, he had some good teams there with Sproles and the team that beat number 1 Oklahoma.
And the one that got Steve-strunked.
Yeah, that one.
Can't rule them out in a 1-game scenario with the way they played. I guess maybe after you watched that Baylor performance, you could, but would have been much better. Although, wouldn't it have been? If I have my ears correct, it would have been K-State versus Notre Dame.
If they didn't,
they beat Baylor.
Yeah,
because that was the year they had lost to. They got killed by Oregon in the Fiesta Bowl, right?
Right.
I remember watching that Baylor K-State game, being sad because I knew Bama was coming knocking.
Yeah, he's by far the closest. I always Snyder, way up there. But
And that was on
Spaghetti-
stint number 2 for Snyder. Snyder took a couple of years off and came back and did that.
Exactly. And frankly, I know I said this, I joked about Ocker sending all his money to Pegula, but I'm kind of surprised. As part of the reason, at least, I wanted to wait till a couple of days because I figured you might not hear the pieces or see the articles on Tuesday morning about him. But couldn't you imagine, like, he does this at Indiana, and then he goes to the Bills and wins a Super Bowl in 2 or 3 years, if not next year.
That'd be crazy.
Mean, you're speeding into the greatest coach of all time, at least legacy. I think you still kind of gear towards total rings in those discussions. I know.
So who's that? Pete Carroll?
Well, I'd be Saban for college.
I thought you were doing the total montage, as in
the legacy. No, Sneaky Pete. I think as time is shown, he just had he hit like 3 royal flushes in a row in the same draft, as it turns out. But yeah, I feel like this is, you go all the steps along the way, and then you bookend your coaching career over really only what it'd be 15 years, maybe upwards of 20 years, depending on how long you would stick around in the NFL. But he obviously is a common fact. He's 64. 64. So he does that and then retires around 70. In a 20-year coaching career, you win every single place. Pretty wild. A head coaching career, that is, obviously.
True.
Again, this is me, a Pitt alum, saying this about a West Virginia alum. This is very hard for me to do this.
They hired Mississippi State hired Jeff Levy instead of this guy.
And it would be fun if he stays at Indiana and then he goes like 9-3 with these higher rated guys.
Yeah.
It'll create like the Matt Canada when he went from Pitt to LSU dynamic. They're just too, like, he can't do his thing with them. He can't run the gimmick offense and do the all the different same expressions and blah 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 stuff. It doesn't work with these guys that are highly rated. It'd be the same shit about that.
No buy-in. Doesn't have the buy-in.
Doesn't have the buy-in. Yeah, can't get that same squeeze that out. So, yeah, no,
crazy story.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah. That's a wrap on the season. As we head into the off season, obviously a lot going on. I think as much as there has ever been in the off season, which that's music to my ears. All this, all this drama, everything going on outside of there.
This is the part of the time of year where I have to wait for Can's messages to build up into 3 or 4 unresponded to, and then I acknowledge all of them.
You dive in.
Hey, wow. Because some of them like it'll be an ongoing thing, and then there'll be more storyline that comes out an hour later. Like it's like the Sharon Moore stuff, only sillier topics.
Yeah. I think the 2 biggest ones now, obviously, are the Darian Menser. We'll have to see what happens there. Him getting sued by Duke, and if he ends up landing at Miami. I mean, what is your commissioner doing over there? He's having his champion. He's having his champion.
He's against parity.
Offered by his national champion runner-up.
He knows he's trying to parlay the Klemp era into the Miami era. That's what he's trying to do, just sneakily consolidate it through one means or another, because we know it's not going to be a tactical wizard Cristobal back there with drawing stuff up on the chalkboard with the players he's got.
You got that, and then, I mean, we'll see it the rest of this college basketball season, but we've got guys coming back into NCAA after playing in the NBA the last 2 years. Bediako, the basketball player down in Alabama, played his freshman year, I think, in 2023, went to the G League the last 2 years, and now is back at Alabama. Obviously, he did not exhaust he was a freshman in 2023, so he did not exhaust his 4 years to play 4. And he's back in the college ranks. Interesting to see what that means for future college football players. Obviously, we still also have the Trinidad out there, still also suing the NCAA. I don't know what's going to happen now with.
Yeah, we
all
talk about
this
the draft. I guess he could be first round as well with this.
Well, it's interesting because it doesn't sound like he's getting that information because he's fighting damn hard to get back to college football.
He likes that check. Otherwise, he likes the other check. He wants to secure that bag, as they say.
I think if you're a first round quarterback, you're getting like $30 million. I mean,
I know.
I think if you're getting first round graded, you go. Which is the interesting thing that Dante said. He's eschewing $50-something million with the Jets to take $13 million in college. That's just how bad the Jets are for one's career.
And he's going back to a much more loaded class next year.
Yeah.
Just like every year.
That's what they said last year.
Right? Next year's class, though. It is classic. I know the conversation was had last year, but now you'll be Arch again. Arch will be a double entrant because there was obviously the possibility of him coming out after this year. Yep.
Beckass was the one going into last year, right? He was preseason number one or preseason favorite.
Go to the 2024 season. Going in. Yeah, exactly. Him and Ewers.
Yo.
Him and Ewers. Those are the guys.
So what is quarterback development these days? What is it?
Okay, I don't know. There are three things. What is it? I think I've listed this on here before. It's 3 or 4 guys going back like 15 years. Andrew Luck, that I'm just like, I'll be surprised if they're not good in the NFL. Andrew Luck, Lawrence, Caleb, Caleb. That might be it. Am I missing one other one?
Lawrence was very average up until this season, right?
Well, but he had he's had some nice moments, and then it's like he's terrible, and then he's good.
he's had moments, but this year, even the first 6 weeks, he wasn't great. But the last 10, 12 weeks, I mean, he made the top 5 MVP voting. Yeah, he's
fucking giraffe neck. He lost to the other giraffe neck, Mills. That cost me one of the many tough beats on the season. That cost me my super contest crown when they blew that game to the Texans up 29-10 the fourth quarter.
I thought you blew the super contest by putting your picks in.
Well, there's that too. I as I said, I believe before, I accept 51% ownership, no doubt. That's it though. Not a percent higher.
Not a percent more. Not 1 point more.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So is there one other guy I'm thinking? Because even Burrow, obviously, it is literally documented through audio RSS feed. My thoughts on Burrow.
Khalid, the throws and stuff that he makes. I mean,
I'm not saying Hall of Fame guaranteed to be clear, but like all 3 of those guys have at least been good at points. But everybody else, I'm like, I don't know. Let's see. And honestly, Allen's been good. Mahomes has been good.
Didn't you say that about Trubisky too?
Don't put that even on there. I'm going to delete the whole recording. We're going to take a shit now. Like I had to abruptly end the stream. That was going to be on my highlights, my superlatives for the year.
Oh, yeah.
Probably
the 10-minute break.
For sure, maybe top 5 moment. 3 podcasts, the week of Thanksgiving, because I had to take a shit during one of the recordings. And then, no, I think that's it, though. I don't think there's anybody else along the way. Like Jameis, Mariota. Think of the other guys. Kyler. I love Baker. No, like a lot of them. I was just like, I don't know. I mean, so we'll see.
Dan,
we'll see.
Are you guys is Pitt gonna be able to keep any of their players? What is going on with your?
No, they didn't keep anybody last year. We had a freaking true freshman quarterback from Portland, Ohio, wherever that was from.
It's quarterback.
Or no, he's from Oregon, Ohio.
Who?
Heine. And there was a theory developing Heinschel after Holstein obviously had his weird trajectory. That maybe these quarterbacks are spending too much time now with Cade Bell, the offensive coordinator. It's gone in the course of a season. It's gone. Pitney's just make Cade Bell the head coach. To it's actually Cade Bell's fault. He's with these guys too long. They're playing well initially, and then they suck. That's what it came to. Oh God. But no, yeah. Why would we keep any of our players? Yeah. No. Yeah, they got I think the path for Pitt forward is hopefully fire, or I don't know when his contract's up. But I mean, has there ever been? Could you ever drop the stars to align more than Mike Shanahan taking over the Pitt? A young Mike Shanahan.
A young Mike Shanahan. He knows what he's doing. He's been part of a championship organization for a long time.
Maybe at that point, Signetti will have won 3 Super Bowls in a row and just come on.
He's head coach in waiting at Bloomington. Maybe
there it is.
Yep.
But no, yeah. I mean, it's the same. What reason would they have to keep their players, given the state of things? They're not. Apparently, there's some of the one I know of specifically not treating the money folks as well. Some of the old guard, like that were responsible, the people that were responsible for Pitt being pretty good at football and good at basketball for the turn of the century. So that's what I heard. I don't know if that is directly impacted, but no, yeah, it's just going to rise, whatever. They're not going to, until I win the Powerball, there's going to be no NIL fund. It's not that they don't like the city of Pittsburgh or something. It's the way it's going to go.
Yep.
So, got to find these random guys or a coach like Signetti. That's it.
Notre Dame coming up strong with some of their portal gets here. Nice young talent there. Ohio State receivers.
Yeah, they took a different approach this year. Previous years, it's been all grad transfers, one and dones, and this year the deans in their respective colleges within the university. There's been a lax in the guidelines, restrictions. So I think they brought in 8 guys with 19 years of eligibility, which is completely foreign to Notre Dame. But yeah, strong class. Just we get all off season, but early thoughts. Just would like the running back or a proven boundary receiver, but.
Well, you got a talented boundary receiver. He's not proven, but
they do. Quincy Porter. I guess if those are my 2 biggest issues going through this long offseason, I think things are fine.
I agree. Things are in good shape over there.
I'm glad you mentioned academics in some way because I did a little math here, right? So I was thinking whatever Narduzzi makes, the Pitt head coach makes, the overpaid idiot head coach at the University of Pittsburgh, Chris Bicknell is in there somewhere. Whatever, 6.5-ish. It's like, all right, what if he made $1 million, which is still way more than he's actually worth? You divide that up over 80, right? You're getting 6 figures on the whole scholarship roster.
Okay, yeah.
What's the harm in that? Why wouldn't you do that?
Who says no?
Who says no? Well, we know who says no. The overpaid idiots obviously say no. As far as their actual value, that is the most, by far the most mattering. A, that it matters so much because it's the antithesis of pure sport, and B, that it makes no sense that he would make that much money, and I couldn't care if he showed up or not on the sidelines. So, but that was the little. I would just want to throw that out there. I was like, oh, I was expecting like maybe 60, 70,000. You just reallocate that money. Not to mention all the stuff that's going to fucking water polo or wherever else. That drives me nuts. That's not self-sustaining. So we'll see. I need the break from this, but I'll be excited to pick games and talk to you guys. Well, really in less than 2 months, but once again, 7 months.
We got one more until August.
Yeah.
Ken, have you been familiarizing yourself with your your brand new offense, basically.
Yep.
Yes.
I went through actually your depth chart this morning. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is literally Iowa State.
The skill players, the offensive linemen should generally be, and I like that. I would rather them have it that way than the defense because one, the defensive coordinator is obviously coming over and is new. It's not the same guy, but also I think the defense and the talent there was worth keeping. And also Penn State was losing a lot of that talent on the offensive side anyway. Obviously,
that is 8-win Iowa State, by the way.
That is 8-win Iowa State. I think it would have been more than that had 6 of their defensive backs not died. And they had nobody in the defensive backfield. I'm excited about it. I'm cautiously optimistic. I think having that senior quarterback back there, Rocco Beck, will be good. And I'm hoping, it worked at Indiana. A guy that goes in, knows how to evaluate, runs his system.
Oh, here we go, Dan.
Who? Indiana's proven it. Anybody can dream. Anybody can believe and do it. Anybody can believe and do it.
By the way, to reemphasize a point I'm sure we argued about at some point in the last couple of months.
Indiana's proven it. Me.
I think, was it Forbes or whatever, did the evaluations of all the athletic programs. Penn State, as Can may have misled you, is 8th on the valuation list for NCAA football programs.
That is the funniest thing because before this year, even like the last 2 years, even going into this year, if we weren't going to do it this year, I didn't think it was ever going to happen. But Indiana doing it reinvigorated me. It's reinvigorated me. I always thought Penn State would be like last year was the pinnacle. You can't, Penn State wouldn't be able to accumulate the talent of the Ohio States, the Georgias to be able to do it. But Indiana proved them wrong, and they've reinvigorated me. How did you say it? It's true. It's 100% true. Because Penn State,
but the problem is that it was not what was holding them back.
Well, that's
what
the
I tried to emphasize a couple months ago.
And that's what Indiana has proven to me. But we never seen it any other way. The blue chip ratio, the teams that had done it, the Ohio States, the Georgias, Penn State was consistently 10 spots below those guys. They were consistently top 15 classes. Yeah.
But they were in the ratio for one.
Was that
they were in the ratio for one, and number two, Washington
barely in the ratio, but they're in the ratio at the very bottom end. That's why I thought last year was the pinnacle. They could never get over that hump, but Indiana has reinvigorated.
Washington getting pretty close to doing it.
Didn't get there.
Clem getting incredibly close to doing it.
Clem made it over the top.
Ago. Was that?
Clem made it over the top.
Right, but the year they were under it was when they lost by 5 to Bama.
That was also buoyed by a generational quarterback, 2 generational quarterbacks, in fact, back to back.
It was I believe it was the head man that was ever so slightly holding them back, but also greatly lifting them up because you see the other schools that are in the blue chip ratio, like Florida State, for most of those seasons, or at least some of those seasons, and is like
definitely not now.
Exactly. So
I'm reinvigorated. By
Indiana.
By Indiana. Think about that. Penn State drawing inspiration from Indiana. And now we've got a guy that hopefully is similar to Cignetti. He isn't a guy that's out there like, obviously James did great things. And I loved what he represented, how he ran the program. But it's exciting to see a guy. It's not necessarily about the CEO lifestyle, really. All the other facets that are important for running a program. This guy, by all accounts, very football focused. So I'm excited to see what that'll yield.
I don't know why I expected something different. I should have known.
The last confession, or maybe not. Maybe we'll see. Franklin might just.
Everybody's calling them the Iowa State or the Penn State Cyclones, right? he
I mean, they are, yeah.
he imported a ton of guys, but there's a lot of guys that he left behind. Now, a lot of the senior guys that he brought over, I think those obviously are guys that have contributed, that know the system, that are proven people that he thinks can be successful in the Big Ten. Obviously, he also doesn't have a choice, right? I think he's got to bring a lot of his guys over with him because the cupboard is relatively bare, right? He did a good job of keeping a lot of guys around, guys that were projected to be taking that next step into being starters this year on the roster. So I do think they did a really good job of retaining some of that talent and supplementing that with some of the guys that they brought over from Iowa State. They brought over a decent amount of younger guys also from Iowa State, right? Guys that were freshmen that didn't even play, which I think is good, and it gives Matt Campbell like a chance, almost a mulligan at some of these lower or younger guys on their roster, right? Guys that they brought in that maybe they whiffed on, that weren't developing like they wanted to, and they were like, we'll see you later. But a lot of the younger guys that they did bring along as well. So I'm excited. I think it would be a hodgepodge, obviously, but those older guys are also important for the culture. And Penn State's, you never know who will jump up if there's an Indiana in there in the schedule. But as of right now, they don't play Ohio State, they don't play Oregon, they don't play Indiana in the regular season next year.
Schedule looks pretty good outside.
Schedule looks pretty good.
Trips to Seattle and Ann Arbor.
Yep. And then USC at home, and that's about it. They got Purdue, Rutgers, Maryland, I think. Got all the works. Handmade. Could not ask for more for a first-year schedule, I think. So I'm excited. And then, hey, all goes well, potentially a Akeem Spell starting there in the fall. He's looking at reclassifying right now. It could wrap up quickly. We'll see.
Whoa.
Yeah.
On that note, no, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. This is probably the last time we're going to talk about it at length. When you say things like what Franklin stood for and did for the program, care to elaborate just a little bit?
Yeah, the way that he
didn't go well when we did the whole in-game coaching. You cited the Minnesota.
Right. No, I think the entire program, the culture that he built, he didn't go out and it was to his detriment, I think, this time around and in the new era. But the culture, the loyalty to a lot of the guys, you didn't see a whole ton of turnover. It wasn't transactional that the way you see in some of the other programs. That was also part of the reason why they weren't getting to that top 5 class, right? They a lot of those guys that make up the top end of things weren't necessarily fits or what in previous years you'd call a Penn State kid, a guy that was doing it the right way, only coming for school, stuff like that. There's still a lot of those elements, and the way that Penn State was run, and James Franklin ran that program, a lot of it was buy-in from a family culture standpoint that may have helped him with getting certain kids that were pretty good, but weren't chasing the bag or looking for a payday. And that helped him, I think. And it was a very solid foundation, but it may have had a ceiling as well.
But they were also 4- and 5-star guys.
Yeah, no, and that's what I'm saying. They got their fair share of guys that were pretty good, but they're 4-star guys that are like, down in the 200s, 250s, right? They're good talent. They're really good talent, but they're not the prima donnas that are the very top end, the creme de la creme.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you see some guys that put like their what that was at Huddle, they're like 2-star, 3.8 GPA. Very self-indulgent individuals there. So I don't know. Yeah, we'll see how.
No, I do think
I think he's got a place in college football. I just do not see it as obviously.
Who's got a
Franklin.
Oh yeah.
Be able to get.
He's a good program runner. He runs a good ship.
Vanderbilt, and then yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He runs a good ship, and what he stands for, I think it's good. He's, but it does have its, it's just like every other approach. It's goods and bads, and I think it, I think he ran it the right way. I appreciate it for it.
But if you're saying, like the actual student athlete thing, student athlete thing that he stands for, that's more of like trying to keep up a ruse that's been out on for decades, I would say. And that's where I'm just kind of like, you trying to protect yourself in the end for any of those guys. Like Saban, I think Saban, if there's like the whole scuttlebutt, I don't know how realistic any of this is, but if he were to be like the commissioner of college football that they've at least hypothetically talked about, I think that'd be absolutely terrible, because all we're trying to do is just mask the reality of what's going on. Whereas, like, oh no, it's just don't look over there. That's these truckloads of money that are being brought in. That's where I actually despise that. If that's because the one guy's counting.
What I meant when I was saying doing it the right way was the way the culture that he had fostered and his approach.
If you want to say working within the rules that are currently set forth as a just concept, that's fine. But we don't need to ban you.
It was more so the culture and the approach that he took in laying a foundation for the team and how he built his teams, what they were based upon.
Yeah. So
a lot very similar to the way that Notre Dame is built, I think.
Yeah.
I can see the comparisons for sure. I mean, Freeman's his culture is the number one thing for sure.
Delayed gratification.
He's got a new slogan for this year already.
Oh, well, it was delayed. The gratification was delayed by a season. They didn't get to go to the playoffs this past year.
Well, I mean, this year's thing, it's already, I've heard it a million times already. It's leave no doubt.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that.
Warpath is on.
Warpath is initiated. Big Ten schedule is coming out next week, so, or at least how it'll slate. How to stack.
Oh, okay. Because what's the thing they know?
We know the opponents. We don't know what dates they are.
Right.
Ooh, I did hear. Notre Dame's dates were unconfirmed, confirmed, unconfirmed, confirmed, which means they were leaked to the insiders. There's a fun little stretch in October. It's at BYU.
I saw that the 17th, right?
Then home. That's off a bye. Home to SMU. Navy in Boston, and then Miami. It's a fun stretch.
Navy in Boston, huh?
Yeah,
is that the Patriots Stadium or the Fenway?
Foxborough.
Okay.
Not Chestnut Hill.
Not commandeering.
Commandeering
O'Brien, kicking him out for a week.
Starts with.
Did he get fired? I can't remember. Is he still there?
No, he's still there.
He's still there. You got Wisconsin and Lambeau, and then Rice, Sparty, and
Wisconsin and Lambeau. Is that the return of the game they played where they scored like 40 fourth quarter points?
Yeah. It's supposed to be in 2020 with COVID, but they had to move it to this year.
Oh. That's right. It was 2021 that they did that?
Yeah. With Jack Conehead.
The 41-13 game, even though it was like a tie game.
it was 10-7 in the third quarter. So
Notre Dame was losing, I think, at the start of the fourth quarter, yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
They had a kick return by Tyree.
The 31-3 fourth quarter. That's amazing.
Led by Conehead, kind of, but wasn't.
They had at least one pick six, maybe two.
I think they had back-to-back pick sixes, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they had 3 non-offensive touchdowns. Yeah,
I am looking at the box. This is incredible. He had the. Yep. Chris Tyree punt return for a touchdown. Then you had Pine threw a touchdown, so it was 23-13. And
that was Pine.
Pine was involved.
Yeah. Then you had interception, Mertz interception, 66-yard touchdown. Then you had another Drew White interception return for a touchdown.
Linebacker number 40.
Good stuff.
Yeah, well, that's where it starts this year. Rice, Michigan State, Purdue.
Penn State likely that home schedule I mentioned sucks ass. looks like that whiteout game will be that USC game. We'll see how early on they make it.
Do you guys get Nebraska this year?
No, I don't believe so.
That's my Big Ten team this year, obviously,
Yes.
just because of Calandria.
Wow.
He's gonna be sweet.
Well, I didn't think we'd get to an hour, but we got there.
Well, before we go, I think we have tipped our hands here, but give us your vibe for the next 8 months. Can is invigorated.
I'm invigorated.
Dan doesn't know who's on his
apathetic.
team.
I have so much. I am so invested in this Penguins FU season. It's incredible. They're playing the Oil right now. I should have the game streaming.
Oil
Might
City.
be- might be
Are
right.
you? So are you? You're still boycotting. They still have not moved this student section.
I do need to check it. I need to check on that. Always open to return it. 3. Look at this. 3-0. Suck it, McDavid, McBeavis. I love it.
They're so
Probably not
nice.
playing. He's out there. 1 shot on goal. Yeah, I'll have to check in all the guy. I don't think he ever called me back even last year. It was the same. His voicemail was still the same. Maybe they never updated it. No, I think for Pitt specifically, football, I feel like Pitt playing out the string as I have been since that Georgia Tech loss in 2022 with this moron. And then hoop, this is it. You cannot go like 9-23 or whatever they're at right now. They just lost to BC last night. Not a good sign of things to come. That's not good. That's not good. I did not watch a single shot of that, but I'm like kind of monitoring. Like, okay, did they win? That's because of the tennis is on. Let's be honest. That's got my full attention in the immediate future. But then you got 3 top 100 guys, I think, for basketball. So you can't go like 9-23 or 11-22 and then have those guys go elsewhere. I don't know how they're getting these guys, mind you, because there's maybe they're blind. I don't know. They can't read the Pitt basketball reference page under Jeff Capel. So that'll be interesting. I think that's you see where you're at the end of next season if these guys are any good. They got a couple interesting guys on the team right now, but not great. But with football, it's just you gotta wait to be surprised. That's all it is. Wait to be surprised, and at least I can yell about how stupid everything is structurally with college football, despite making some progress. Sorry, my camera's been foggy the whole night.
When is Ryan Field supposed to be finished?
I don't know.
I think I
I
may
don't know that either.
think
How many
that's
seats do they have?
I think it's still like 40,000.
Are you making the trip out?
I may think about it to check out that new stadium.
And if Can is thinking about it now and he books that trip, if there's one thing we learned about this past season, Can will go. He will see it through because he went to Iowa after the 3 games that they put on. Oh, my gosh. Right? Was it 3 in a row?
Yeah. They lost 3 in a row, and
So they lost.
that was 2 in a row. Yeah, 3 in a row.
Okay. So they lost to Northwestern after.
They lost it was Oregon, UCLA, Northwestern, Iowa, Ohio State.
Oh, so it was before Iowa. So you went and saw that crapola. Well, the Oregon game wasn't crapola. Oregon
Iowa
was just a heartbreaker.
Yeah, Iowa was the 4th of that stretch. Yeah.
I was before that stretch. It was also supposed to be a rain game. We had ponchos. It didn't end up raining, impressively. It was an ice day, actually. It was like 70 degrees out there.
Yeah.
But I was not happy about going. I saw it through, though.
He did. So he will. And then what was I said about my sports? Steelers hired a new coach.
Steelers hired a new coach?
Big news. Minter, the guy I predicted. I really have no preference.
He is
much
in
like
division.
quarterback
He's in
going to the
division.
draft. And where Can asked, what is QB development? I don't know what NFL head coach. I just wait and see who's good. It's like these people. I figured it might be Minter. That's obviously gone now. He's with the Ravens, so I guess it'll end up being Schuler, which with a potential
Mike
all-time
Who?
Chris Shula. I believe he's the
Who's
grandson.
that?
That is, I think it's Mike Shula's nephew.
I had no. Who
He's the
hell
Rams
is he?
DC. They run a 3-4. Young. That's pretty much what the Steelers have hired for last.
I saw Saller got back in the saddle.
He did. Yeah, that's going to be a weird one going to Tennessee. And then, but I all-time lost Letterman could be coming in tow as the OC. Nate Shieldhouse.
Oh yes.
The current LA Rams passing game coordinator, Nate Shieldhouse.
He's a hot name.
Yeah.
He's also.
They were telling him, even be head coach, but
he's also off the coach Matt Campbell coaching tree, so the CMC coaching tree.
Trademark it. Then the Buccos, much like no two sports teams I would put up against any other fans. Two sports teams than Pirates baseball and Pitt football. Once again, waiting to be surprised. Not impossible. Waiting to be surprised with the Buccos. So that's it. That's my next 8 months. 7 months. By 8 months, Pitt will be 1-2. They'll have lost to UCF and who else in the game early? I was just looking at it. UCF, they play at home. They'll be out for revenge too after that 2019 defeat. Oh no, they could be 2-1. Oh no, let's look at this. So they got the Spread Hawks, tricky game. They got UCF the next week. Guess who they wrap up September against? Wonder if Roth went boots on the ground. The Bison. The Nellies.
They play the Nellies?
They play the Nellies. Which reminds me, I need to message the youngest Taglianetti, tied for youngest, Louis Taglianetti, younger brother of Andrew Taglianetti and John Taglianetti, who played at Pitt. He was a former Nelly for the Bison.
Dude, doesn't Pitt go to South Bend next year?
They do not. You missed. You're getting a reprieve from the revenge game.
I was looking at future schedule, so maybe it's the following year.
Let's see if it's 27. Yeah, they've had a weird schedule with them for not 27 either. It's got to be 28, right? I think it's every
Pitt Super Weapon is continuing to charge.
So they actually, it's showing they're back at Kreischer in 28.
Oh, all right. I was looking at a few years at a time, so I remember seeing Pitt on there, but
unless all the conferences are blown to hell, as I want to see happen, meaningless game.
Yeah.
I suppose unless Pitt's undefeated or has one loss, then it would not be meaningless game.
No. Okay. Anything else?
I think that's it. We'll be back.
I think we covered it all.
7 weeks.
All right.
Okay.
We'll be back. Yep. Can't wait. We'll be picking conference tourneys, right?
I mean, if you want to.
Wait, when do we pick conference tourneys?
I thought we've done that.
I think we've done it like 7 years.
I don't think we ever done that.
I think we did it. We definitely did it 1 year. We definitely.
Well, that would be helpful. You guys.
We were going every couple weeks. I think there was multiple years that passed where we maybe were off for 2 weeks at a time, or 2 weeks in between pods.
You guys can help me with my CTC prep.
We got what's it called?
You have no help. I've somehow I'm even breaching my. Well, I got to watch Pitt every game. I said.
What about Oscars? What about Oscars?
Yeah, I bet that was like the first thing we talked about. Chalamet was minus 600.
Okay.
For best actor. The girl from Hamnet's like minus 3,000. I think that's what I might have glanced at.
Yeah, after I saw Hamnet, I texted somebody and said, "You can just mail her the Oscar now."
Did you see that? No, I did not. I don't know if I want to watch Hamnet. Is it good?
I loved it, and I hated Hamlet. Hated Hamlet.
Yeah,
Right,
like
What about
walking the skull.
Begonia? Did you watch Begonia?
Yeah, Begonia. That's my most anticipated movie of the year. Yeah.
Ooh. You haven't seen it yet.
No, I saw the opening night.
Oh wow.
I mean, as Adnan is the Scorsese stan, I am the Yorgos Lanthimos stan.
Oh yeah, that guy.
I
I still
I'll
haven't
be
seen
honest.
Poor Things.
This was of Yorgos's 9 films. I'd probably rank Begonia 5 or 6.
Wow.
That being said, I think it's still my number 4 of the year. I still like it a lot. Just not its best.
So value on Leo plus 650 for best actor? Probably that doesn't sound like it.
I'd be surprised, but I mean, the biggest shock of the day wasn't even Kate Hudson getting Best Actress. It was F1 getting a Best Picture nomination.
Tell Ruth, 330 to 1.
That was
Buck on it.
I was ready to go into this morning with it was just an accident in there, thinking, okay, I've seen 9 of the 10. I have 1 to go. I'm going to see it this weekend, and now F1's in there, so I have 2 to go.
Which one? What was the other one you hadn't seen? Frankenstein?
No, The Secret Agent.
And that's the one with Pablo Escobar, right?
It
That's
just-
who will always be that to me. Wagner
Yes.
Moore.
Yeah, that just came out. It comes out tomorrow around here. So yeah. But with the snow coming, we'll see if I get to it. But yeah, well, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I got to see. What did I say? I'm going to see. There's only 2 with that would it be subtitles, so that's pretty good ratio for me.
Sentimental Value and The Secret Agent.
Yeah.
And just for what it's worth, I'd be surprised if one battle after another doesn't win. But all this Sinners steam,
Sinners.
yeah.
A lot of.
Sinners is steaming.
Well,
That one, I don't know that I'm going to see that though. I really have. When you're
Listen,
talking,
I like one battle after another, but for it to win,
But I think it's going to win for sure.
is that good? I don't know.
Can't unimpressed. Might need a rewatch.
Well,
I
I
can
thought it
see
was
why.
hilarious,
But I like Paul Thomas Anderson too.
I'm excited to hear your guys' thoughts on Marty Supreme.
Yeah, I'll have to try and see that before.
I need to watch it at some point.
You
When's
were in
coming
it.
up? I know. I didn't get the screener. I lost. It must have been lost.
That should be how you can. And instead of your, what do you get to like $280 or something?
Yeah, it's a couple $100. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just be like, give me a screener instead. Give me first cut, last cut. You know, work it around. Yeah, I don't know how many of those I'm going to see. We were talking. Yeah, what was the Kate Hudson one again?
Sing Song Blue.
Yep, Sing Sung Blue. That's the entertainment group. What do they cover again?
I forget what group that is. Some
Some
biopic.
act. It was like a country group. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hopefully put this on right before I'm ready to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Sarah loves Kate Hudson. So, and who's her? Hugh Jackman, right?
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman is the male lead there. A decent. What did you see? Weapons yet?
No, I haven't. I've heard it's good though.
I was for all I knew about it was that skank Julia Garner was in it.
Oh, yeah.
It was. I really enjoyed it.
What's the her name? Ruth from Ozark.
Mm.
And
You were for it.
she did. What was the other thing she did? I can't remember.
I mean, she's been
Yep.
in a lot. She's been in a lot of lower films, but yeah, she was good. Good movie. So head out to your local theater, catch some of these. Some of these are
Or
pretty
wait
good.
till it's on streaming.
I think you'll enjoy some of these for sure. And when you two do see any of these, let me know.
Yeah, I will.
Right.
Any of them, I'd like to hear your thoughts.
Let me do one last scroll here. I'm sorry. I was way more motivated. Again, maybe it was just the fact I was like, oh, only 2 of these are subtitles and would give me a headache. Okay. Man, Like, because I love Michael B. and Kugler together. I will tell you what's definitely on the snow zone viewing schedule this weekend will be Fruitvale Station.
Fruitvale.
Excellent.
That's
And it's
classic.
not that it's like an hour and 20 minutes too, right? It's
Classic.
Classic. True story.
Yep. Pretty on the nose as well.
New Year was that was New Year's Eve? Yeah.
I think so in San Francisco or Oakland. Yeah. What's they're one and the same in my mind.
The
Just
Bay.
across the bay.
The Bay.
It is
The Bay.
San Francisco because I remember seeing that stop on the BART out there.
Yeah. So maybe in lieu of watching Sinners, which just I'm sorry, it does not seem to interest me whatsoever. It's vampires horror, right? That's what it is.
In a musical.
And okay, I thought it was a musical too. Yeah. Just that's a strike.
Vampire horror musical set in the 1930s, Mississippi.
Yeah. Great. Just like give me a Phillips head screwdriver, some gum and everything. Just slap it all together. Respect the creativity. Not interested.
Okay.
Phoenician Experience.
Oh,
You
how
see
was
that?
that? Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
I heard it wasn't that good.
What did you
I
think?
did not see it. I did not see it.
AY smirking down there.
Wes Anderson to me is completely hit or miss,
Oh.
and I enjoyed this one a lot.
All right.
I liked it.
Okay.
Came up empty at the Oscars, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I
That
think
was
it's-
the one I was surprised.
I think right now it's slotted in at number like 16-ish from the year.
on your rankings. All right.
Pretty strong out of like 84. So pretty good.
Is it above or below the Brazilian? What was the old Brazilian movie you watched that I said Charles Oliveira is going to be in the remake? It was like a Brazilian.
Oh, the Red Handkerchief one?
Was that the Fast and the Furious for Brazil? That was what I thought it was. Which Fast and Furious is in Brazil too. So at one point in the series,
I might be getting some of these mixed up, but any of the Fast and the Furious or the Red Handkerchief are.
I'll look it up after this. All right, we can go now. I was trying to get to an hour and a half. I'll be honest. I was going to push it to an hour and a half, but
That's fair.
wrap it up. We started late.
Well, for me,
right.
the final
He
time
was trying to get into his office. He's been trying to get his office for 45 minutes.
of this 25 season, for me, AY, for the count the red state, the Commonwealth, Pennsylvania, to my west, D-Berg.
Right all. UFC on Paramount this weekend. The debut.
The debut.
$13.99 a month.
And Canton to my east.
Good night, all. You get Landman though.
Also Landman.
I actually have access to Paramount, so who knows?
Are you going to
Okay.
stick through the price hike? You know, my dad calls me the other day. You know they're raising that Paramount Plus up, right? I looked at it, it was $1. It's $1.
$1.
I think I'm gonna stick it up. And I paid like $1,200 in pay-per-view for the year, so I'm good.
Well, 2025 season done. Congrats to Indiana. We will
Yes.
see you for March Madness and then beyond for 2026 season. Thank you for listening. Have a good one.
All right.